comfortable. You might just want to do a little bit of signs. You can't hear me? Okay, somebody's saying they can't hear me in the house. Maybe that's part of what's going on. I hear myself, but can they hear us in the house? We're going to do some signs with this song. All right, can you hear me now? Oh, just a little bit, somebody's saying. You can hear, okay, good, we're all right. We just got to get everybody to get together, that'll be fine. Those of you who can hear me, we're going to sing, I'm in you, you're in me. You might want to point or gesture. And, okay, great. And we're singing, we're two branches in just one tree. And Terry's telling me that branch is you do tree and you do a branch coming off of it. Two branches in just one tree. Okay, that's good enough. Thank you, band. You're awesome. I'm in you, you're in me. We're two branches in just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. 'Cause we're two branches on just one tree. I look in your heart and I see me. I'm in you, you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. 'Cause we're two branches on just one tree. I look in your heart and I see me. I'm in you, you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. 'Cause we're two branches on just one tree. I look in your heart and I see me. I'm in you. Last time, you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. We're two branches on just one tree. We're two branches on just one tree. And thank you to Terry, because she came and helped out without any warning whatsoever. Thank you.
Well, that was a fun song. I got us all moving. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. My name is Carolyn Jansen.
And my name is Carl, and I'm so glad to be with all of you guys this morning.
And we want to greet and bless everyone who's watching. Hello.
There.
And your presence adds so much to our service. Thank you for being with us. Please join me in welcoming our featured musicians, Lisa, joined by Tyler on the keyboards, and our very own Dusty on bass, and Dan on drums. And Lisa and Diane are our song leaders today, and Terry sometimes signs. Thank you all for sharing our music today.
Reverend Johanna will deliver today's message, which is titled, Cultivating a Heart at Peace.
And before we begin, I invite you to turn your phones off to silent as we enjoy this sacred service together.
Now let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. This is Bay Miwok and Ohlone land.
We honor the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today, and we're grateful for those who have come before us and have been stewards of this land. We commit to taking care of these sacred lands, sacred ground, and our native sacred grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living, and our vision for the world is, and let's say this together,
we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness. Our mission is who we have come here to be, Together, we live a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. Our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
If you are with us for the first time, welcome. And if you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so we may give you a welcome packet.
Do we have any new? Welcome. Glad to have you.
Anybody else? Did I miss anybody?
We are glad to have you with us today, and we invite you to visit our Welcome Center and bookstore across the patio, where you can meet some of us, and also we have fantastic coffee all the time over there, which is a real plus. And there is another welcome gift for you over in the bookstore also.
Connection cards are available in the newcomer packet, but also in the back pocket of the chair in front of you. And these are for everyone. With this card, you can submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may share your feedback or request information, so please place your cards in the basket along with the offering. For those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website. We have several activities to highlight this week. Unity has a new women's group. On behalf of the men's group, I'd say about time, ladies. I'm glad you're doing it, though. They will be meeting on third Wednesdays of the month, so the first meeting will be at 1:30 in the afternoon this coming Wednesday, February 19th. Barbara Gordon invites women to this gathering to experience a safe and supportive place to grow spiritually, tune into intuition, and grow together while having lots of fun. And if you know Barbara, it'll be fun. It'll be meaningful, but it will be also fun. So stop on the patio for a flyer to sign up for this.
And Johanna Van Gelder is inviting us to her new class. I love this title, Cultivating a Heart at Peace. It'll be on Monday evenings beginning February 24th. Come explore the roots of conflict within yourself and with others while discovering pathways to foster harmony. You'll learn to create a heartfelt practice, nurture empathy, and build authentic connections. Together, let's create transformative ripples, embodying Unity's vision of a harmonious world where peace thrives in every heart. This class has a book called The Anatomy of Peace. This is now in the 4th edition, and you can buy that in the bookstore, and the books will be available next week. Don't worry if you don't have the book ahead of time. There's no reading assignment for the first night, so you'll be just fine if you get the book later.
Did you know that Unity offers a wide variety of weekly and monthly class groups? There's something happening almost every day. For example, this Wednesday at 7 p.m., Veronica Wolf will be leading an empathy circle for people experiencing loss. And I know I've talked to Veronica. She said it's not just a loss of someone passing on, but it's a loss of a job, a loss of anything that needs to be healed. And this Friday at 7 p.m., Barker Ram is giving an enlightening talk and guided meditation designed to unlock your full potential. So you can find more details about these events and many others in our ongoing events brochure, which is available, I know, on the patio. So pick one up and stay current.
And now I'd like to invite Susan Angelis to the platform so she can tell us about our upcoming crab feed.
Town wisdom.
All right, let's make this official. Yeah. We're having a crab feed on Saturday, and because of the enormous response of all of you, we have 6 tickets left. Yep. We have correction. We have 4 tickets left, and maybe less than that. So by the time the service is over, it may be sold out. In any event, thank you to the community for supporting this. It's going to be a really good time. Remember that if you are looking to drink wine or beer, you should bring your own. We will have glasses and Corkscrews, thank you. Yes. I knew there was a word there for that. But in any event, thank you. Come on next year. If you didn't get a ticket this year, we're looking forward to seeing you next year. Anyway, thank you. Now we'll all go into a rousing edition of Under the Sea, right?
All right.
Oh, all right. Cue it up, Tyler. That was funny sitting behind her and watching the fingers going up. It went from 6 to 4 to 2, and I'm going, boy, it's going to be long gone. But thank you for everybody who's been putting this on. So reserve your spot for all of these events by signing up on the patio across the way.
Or you can also send an email to office@unityofwalnutcreek.org. For more information and registration for all events, please see our website. And you may also visit the welcome table in the back where you'll find flyers.
As we prepare for a time of meditation, please join me in taking a conscious breath and affirming our statement of faith. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We'll begin with music, followed by a guided meditation and silence.
Open my heart to infinite love. Open my eyes to inner truth. Open my arms to the world's embrace. I want to walk the path of flowing grace. Open my heart to infinite love. Open my eyes to beauty true. Let me see love in every face. Now I will walk the path of flowing grace. Oh, I will walk in flowing grace.
And focus on your breath. Make your exhale just a little longer than your inhale. And bring your breath to your abdomen. As you inhale, feel your abdomen extend. You exhale, feel your abdomen contract. As you inhale, bring the grace right there into that spot in your abdomen. As you exhale, anchor that grace right there, just below your belly button. So you breathe in grace and you anchor grace. Knowing that your breath is the breath of spirit, it's the breath of the divine breathing you. So you breathe in grace and you anchor grace. And now from your abdomen, move to your chest. And as you breathe in love into your heart. And as you breathe out, you anchor the love into your heart. Breathe in love into your heart. Breathe out, anchor it. Love in and love anchored. Knowing that the spark of the divine is within you. And as grace is anchored in your abdomen and love and the spark of the divine are anchored in your heart, bring your attention to your feet. Feel your feet connect with the earth. And let roots of grace and love grow into the earth. With every breath, the roots grow longer. And as we're all doing this, together we weave a basket of grace and love. Breathe in and breathe out. Weaving a basket, a community basket of grace and love into the earth. And then we move to the top of our head and we connect with the sky. And as gravity supports us in staying on the earth, the sky uplifts us and inspires us to stand tall. So grow roots from the top of your head, roots of grace and love into the sky. And as we're all doing it, we're also creating a basket of love and grace in the sky. Breathing in and out, creating the basket of love and grace in the sky. So here we are, between the basket of love and grace in the sky and the community, basket of love and grace on the earth, and we rest in the knowingness that we are the divine. We rest in it in the silence. love and grace. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice the grace in your abdomen. Notice the love in your heart. Notice the community basket of love and grace in the earth, grounding you. Notice the community basket of love and grace in the sky, uplifting you. Embrace this. Take it with you. And so it is.
Open my heart to infinite love. Open my eyes to beauty true. Open my arms to the world's embrace. Now I will walk the path of flowing grace. Oh, I will walk in flowing grace. Feel free to sing along on the chorus of this one. Do I start this one? I think Dan starts this. I will. Let's do that more. I gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart would understand that love and only love can join us hand in hand. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? One more time. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love and only love. Love and only love. Love and only love. Love and only love.
Thank you for that beautiful song. I had the honor to hear it during first service, and I was even more into it during this service. It's because it's true, right? Often we think of love as something mushy or something that isn't very strong, but that is actually not true. It's like when we come from pure love, when we come from unconditional love, and we don't have an agenda behind it, it is really strong. And it can build those bridges that otherwise we don't know how to build. Love gave us great clarity. You know, and we can hold a person with love and still stand very clear in our purpose and in the well-being of all. You know, just last week I listened to an interview between Krista Tippett and Senator John Lewis. And Krista asked him about the marches from Selma to Montgomery. And as many of you know, it's like the first march, you know, they didn't get to complete it. Actually, they didn't get very far because they were brutally beaten back. And John Lewis was beaten to an extent that he was unconscious, and he said he thought he was going to die. The phenomenal thing about the event was that the people who marched didn't fight back because they had prescribed to nonviolence. And Krista asked him, it's like, how is that possible when you meet with so much violence? How is it possible to not fight back? And the first thing John Lewis said was, you know, you have to realize that we practiced. We practiced as a community. We didn't just decide one day, it's like, oh, we're going to go out and march and be nonviolent, and that's it. He said, we got together and we would shove each other, and we would pretend to spit at each other, and we throw slurs at each other, and we had to practice to stay nonviolent, and not just till we were ready were we going to march. We had to be ready first. And then Krista asked, she said, it's like, yeah, you know, but you didn't stop there. It didn't stop with that march, because as we know, it's like John Lewis has done so much in his life and has met so much opposition. She said, how did you do that? Because you were not bitter. And John Lewis says, it's like, you know, we were trained, we were taught that the spark of God lives in each and every person. And I cannot attack the spark of God. I have to honor it and respect it and treat it with dignity. And he said, you know, I always have a choice. I either can be in fear or I can be in love. The Course in Miracles teaches that too, right? There's either fear or love. And he said, I made a commitment to always be in love. That is how he was able to do it. And good morning. I'm so glad to be here with you. And good morning to everybody online, our expanded community. Today is day 17 of the season for nonviolence. Who is familiar with the season for nonviolence? Yeah, some of you are. So let me give you some context. The Season for Nonviolence was co-founded in 1998, so it has been in existence for about 27 years. And it was co-founded by the grandchildren of Mahatma Gandhi, Arun and Sunanda Gandhi, and an organization called AGNT, which stands for Association for Global New Thought. And Unity Church is a part of AGNT. So the purpose of Season for Nonviolence is to promote nonviolence as a way to heal and transform communities. To promote nonviolence as a way to heal and transform communities. The season is 64 days. It starts on January 30th, which is the anniversary of the death of Mahatma Gandhi. And it ends on April 4th, which is the anniversary of the death of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The labor activist Cesar Chavez is also acknowledged during that time. His birthday was on, or is on March 31st. All these three leaders stood for nonviolence. Stood for nonviolence and love, and making sure that everybody, that the divine spark in every single person was honored and respected in this world. Through fighting systems, to promoting well-care for everyone. You know, Unity's mission is to promote an harmonious world where people can experience peace. And Charles Fillmore says the following about this. He says, it is the law of spirit. It is the law of spirit that we must be that which we would draw to us. If we would draw to us love, we must be love, be loving and kind. If we would have peace and harmony in our environment, we must establish it within ourselves. It is the law of spirit that we must be that which we would draw to us. If we would draw to us love, we must be love, be loving and kind. If we would have peace and harmony in our environment, we must establish it within ourselves. In a way, I don't know how your brain works, but this is how my brain works. In a way, it's exciting, right? I go like, wow, 64 days, practice for nonviolence, promoting it, makes a lot of sense, you know, because, you know, violence begets violence. So I am going to do this. I'm going to commit to this. I am going to be love. And then I'm on the freeway. And it's a 4-lane freeway, and so there are 2 lanes on my sides, and I'm behind a car, and then, you know, I don't know if you've ever had that, then in the left lane, what is supposed to be the fast lane. I'm from Holland. We really acknowledge the fast lane, and so it's like, you know, the car in the fast lane kind of hovers like the same place. And so I can't go around it. And I go like, okay, I committed to nonviolence. I committed to stay in love. You know, fill my heart with love. I'll be fine. And, you know, so I get home. And I'm busy. I'm already a little late. I'm busy. And I walk in the house. And my cat just threw up on the carpet. Okay, not ideal, not really what I wanted to do, but I love my cat, you know, I'm still connected to this love, so I clean it up, and then I find out that I really need to take out the trash, and finally I'm behind my computer to do my work. I open up my email, and I open up an email from a client who, in a very reasonable way, asks for a report, and I go like, they're so demanding. You know, what has happened? Right? Because I thought I was doing well. I thought that, you know, I was going back to love all along, but here, you know, something happens that wasn't really anything out of the ordinary, what I actually get paid to do, you know, and here I am upset. So what happens is, like, I really like this book, The Anatomy of Peace. It's like, if you take the class or not, I really recommend that you pick it up because it explains a lot the source of conflict. And what they say in the Anatomy of Peace, it's like, it's not always so much what we do as our attitude behind it. And they talk about we can be we can act with a heart at peace, or we can act with a heart at war. And when we act with a heart at peace, we are in that place that John Lewis described. Our heart is full of love. We're open. We're curious about the other person. We understand that they have a life. We understand that they have experiences that touches them. We don't really have our agenda going. But with a heart at war, we have our own agenda going. And then it's not about the other person, it becomes about us. It's just about me. When you become an object to me, I'm not really concerned about your well-being. I might be concerned about your well-being if it serves me. But it's an interesting thing to think about, because on the outside, it can look like, oh yeah, this person is a really kind person, but you have this weird feeling in your body. And it's like it's the motivation behind it. So when you become an object to me, you either can enhance my goals. You can support me in my goals by your action. You can be an obstacle for my goals, for what I want to obtain, or it doesn't matter because you don't really have influence on what I experience in life. But then I also don't care about you. So a good example is like, for example, let's say I have a job in a company and I want to have a promotion. I want to step in another role. And so I see person A and I go like, if person A really likes me, then I have a better chance to get that new job I want. Now there's also person B who would also like that job. Now person B becomes an obstacle for me. Because if that person succeeds, then I won't get that job. And then there's person C, and they really have nothing to do with all of this, so I don't even care what is going on for them. So if I have a piece of information, let's say person B, who is an obstacle to me, is doing a project, and I have a piece of information that can support them, I'm not going to give it to them. Because if I give it to them, then they can succeed and, they will block my goal of wanting to be in this position. But I might give it to person A because it's a juicy piece of information and I will look good. Right? So when this happens, it's like when I use the example, I come home, I see the email, and I have a reaction. I have a choice, right? I can check myself and go like, oh, wow, I thought I was doing good, but apparently I'm not, because my reaction to this email, doesn't make sense. And then I can do what I need to do to get myself to a heart at peace. And I can dissolve it. And how I describe it is like, at least for me, it's like I don't particularly like to be at a heart at war, but most of us are there quite a bit. It's just what is. It's not right or wrong, but it's recognizing that that's where we live a lot of the time. And that it takes practice, like John Lewis says, we need to practice to get out of that and to get to that place of unconditional love. And trust that we will be provided for. That when we come from that place of unconditional love, we will be taken care of. We're not left out. When we come from unconditional love, we don't have to suffer. Everybody will be taken care of. So if I recognize that, then I can work on getting back to my heart at peace. Then I can get back to that place of love, right? But what happens when I don't recognize it or I don't care? Because let's be real. It's not always that we're unconscious about not being in a loving space. Sometimes we make conscious choices. I don't want to be bothered. It's too much work. This constant practice is so tiring. I feel really uncomfortable looking at what is going on for me, because boy, can it be uncomfortable. Right? So we make conscious choices at times to not go to that place of love. And then what do? We start justifying it. Justification starts. Oh, this client, they always ask for reports at the last minute. I start to weigh every word in the email. Well, that wasn't a very kind email. They're not very considerate of me. Don't they know that I am busy? So we start justifying it. But the interesting thing is, that is not where it stops. When we start justifying it over time, if I don't get back to that place of love, it gets to a point that I need to start making my clients so bad, because I'm constantly still in this space of a heart at war. So I constantly have to justify. So it starts to grow. And there's a term they use in the Anatomy of Peace, and it's called horribilizing. But I really love that word because it describes so well what we're doing. Can you imagine that somebody took a microscope and looked at all the mistakes you made in your life and then put a spotlight on it? No context, nothing, no compassion, just a spotlight on the mistake for all to see. Dear God, I certainly hope they don't do that for me. But when we start horribilizing, that's what we do. We put a spotlight on anything that we think might not be right. And it might not even be true. We're willing to make things up. Oh, I imagine, they're so full of themselves that they think they're just so entitled to that report. I don't know. Who knows what went on for them at that time? And the interesting thing is, it doesn't stop with us. When that starts to happen, it starts to appear in cultures. We start to horribilize groups of people. We start to make up things about them. We promote it. We made it visible to everybody. And don't underestimate that what is out there, that it doesn't influence us. There's studies done of the influence the media has. And the people who promote it and put it out there often have done studies, so they know exactly how to get it out there. So we start horribilizing groups of people. We start not caring about people. People become objects because we don't want to be uncomfortable. Because we're justifying what we're doing. And we don't want to move. We don't want to take the chance like John Lewis did. What would happen if we had a heart filled with love? What would happen if I look at my attacker and I look at him with love? We're scared. I'm right there with you. I'm not preaching at you. It's scary. But where we can support the change is starting with ourselves and in our own lives. And starting to look at which narrative we repeat. What do we do, when we horribilize, when we make people wrong? Be curious. Where is this information coming from? Do I know that about this group of people? Do I even have knowledge about this group of people? Have I been in contact with them? Have I had conversations? Be aware when things are generalized. Nothing is true for all people. My Dutch friend is here, Ellen, thank you. And we have had conversations and we talk about the Dutch people. And we talk about World War II. And it's like what I experienced especially when I came to the States, that people who met me and learned that I was Dutch, that they said, it's like, oh yeah, the Dutch were so good to the Jewish people. And some of us were, and some of us were not. So even there, you cannot generalize. Yes, the Dutch have good qualities, and the Dutch also have done some horrible things when you look at history. So it's like, be curious, be more specific, and be willing to be uncomfortable. And the only way you can do that is through practice. Just a little bit every day, make that commitment. Can we all be 100% in the space of love? I wished so, and I imagine we can grow it. I think that's where the hope is for me. I have seen it in my own life. I've been able to grow capacity to hold being uncomfortable. But it took practice, like John Lewis said. So how do we practice it? First of all, it's like catching ourselves when we step out of a heart of love. And I really encourage you to learn the language of your body. Because what I notice is that my body gives me information that intellectually I often don't get for years. Start to listen to your body. It's interesting. I notice that when I get stressed out, I tend to tighten my lips just a little bit. Others might not see it, but I can feel it. And I go like, oh, something is going on for me. Or when I sit at my desk, I might hold my feet in a particular way. I put them on top of each other, but there's pressure. So I put the tension there. Oh, let me relax my feet. When I'm on the freeway and I'm driving, I grip the steering wheel just a little tighter. Not tight, because that's obvious. No, just a little tighter. Oh, let me breathe. And then it's like I can ask, it's like when I'm behind the two cars and I go like, okay, let me be good and practice nonviolence and be in my heart. What is my motivation? Do I want to look good? Do I want to look good even to myself? It's like, look at me, what I just did. Or am I genuinely seeing the divine spark in the other person? I was thinking about it. It's like, when John Lewis said, it's like he was taught that the divine spark in the person, and he needs to honor and respect that. I go like, that's not a loose comment. We all learn here that the divine lives in every person. But he made a commitment. He got it in his bones. The divine is right there, and I need to honor it. With that, you also need to know the divine is right here. It's right within yourself, and you need to honor it. And when we come from that place of power, we can move mountains. We can build bridges. We can come together. Practice is so important if we want to do this. Bruce Lee has, I have a beautiful quote from Bruce Lee. He said, like, under duress, we don't rise to our expectations. We fall to our level of practice. Under duress, we don't rise to our expectations. We fall to our level of practice. So practice. So what do we do? Besides noticing what our bodies are saying to us, it's, we do the practices we know. It's meditation, affirmation, prayer. I need to do that every morning. If I don't do it, my day is not as good as when I do it. So, if I don't feel great, if I don't do the practices, I feel worse. So the practices help me. And now I got an accountability partner, and I literally text her like, okay, I've done it. But it helps me, to stay on point. I learned that when I wake up, I need to dive into it right away. If I start to do other stuff, it's not happening. But that's me. So find your own way to really build the practices into your life. Right? But besides that, you also need to start working with your body. Because our beliefs, what we have learned, it's all sitting in our bodies. And unless we start moving it out, it's much harder to get to that heart of peace. We cannot just do it with our minds. We cannot just do it intellectually. So I would like you to try something. So just sit up straight, make yourself comfortable, close your eyes if you can and feel comfortable doing so. And just notice where your body is at. Just feel your back, feel your front, the sides of your body, feel your feet. Just notice. And then just think of a time you were in conflict. Don't take a big thing. Just take a little thing and just be there for 5 or 6 seconds. And now ask yourself, what would it feel like if I let in 2% more love? What would it feel like if I let in 2% more love? Just notice. And take a deep breath. You can open your eyes. I hear sighs. That is good. Did you feel a shift? Just that little shift. We don't have to shift all the way because often we can't. We can shift 2%. And imagine just doing that, maybe 3 times a day. What if I experienced just 2% more love? Right? And I want to offer one more exercise, and that is, sometimes we're in situations and we're really triggered, and we have to respond, we have to interact with the person. And, for me, I know that I'm not in the right place. But I cannot get around it. I can't take the time to get myself to a better place. Think of a person who embodies that quality of love for you. It can be a well-known person like the Dalai Lama, or John Lewis, Mahatma Gandhi. It can be your grandmother who loved you so much, or a friend who is there for you. And what you do when you're in that situation, you bring them in. I might not know how to handle this situation, but my grandmother does. So I let my grandmother handle this situation through me. Yeah? Great. So what I'm asking you to do as a community is practice. Practice staying in a heart at peace. Practice staying in that love, making the commitment. Practice seeing the spark of the divine in the other person. Play with it. Be curious. What is that like when I see the spark of the divine in the other person, and I treat it with dignity. Listen to the language of your body. Learn it. It's a beautiful language. And practice inviting 2% more love, or the person, to act on behalf of you. I'm not closing this talk with an affirmation today. I'm actually going to close it with a poem. Sacred poetry is very powerful because poetry bypasses the mind and falls straight on our hearts. And there's a beautiful poem by Hafiz. It's called I Know the Way You Can Get. And it describes what we just have been exploring this morning. So I want to recite that and let it fall on your heart and anchor it, what we have just explored. I know the way you can get when you have not had a drink of love. Your face hardens, your sweet muscles cramp. Children become concerned about a strange look that appears in your eyes, which even begins to worry your own mirror and nose. Squirrels and birds sense your sadness and call an important conference in a tall tree. They decide which secret code to chant to help your mind and soul. Even angels fear that brand of madness that arrays itself against the world and throws sharp stones and spears into the innocent and into oneself. Oh, I know the way you can get if you have not been drinking love. You might rip apart every sentence your friends and teachers say, looking for hidden clauses. You might weigh every word on a scale like a dead fish. You might pull out a ruler to measure from every angle in your darkness the beautiful dimensions of a heart you once trusted. I know the way you can get if you have not had a drink from love's hands. That is why all the great ones speak of the vital need to keep remembering God. So you will come to know and see Him as being so playful and just wanting to help. That is why Hafiz says, bring your cup near me. For all I care about is quenching your thirst for freedom. All a sane man can ever care about is giving love. Take a deep breath in. So in this light of love, I want to make an announcement. Our beloved Ben Cabal had a massive stroke about 4 weeks ago. And just 6 days ago, he took his last breath and left his body. What I've experienced when I interacted with Ben, and also what I've heard his close friends say, is his enormous generosity. His enormous generosity, but not only that, his dedication to be in the space of love. And I would have a conversation with him. It was always about, how can we get back to that love? How can we support others to be in that love? Which healing modalities can we bring to people so they can release what is not serving them and be in that love? And I know that not all of our relationships with Ben are the same. But for now, as a congregation, I'm asking of you to see the spark of the divine, the spark of God as Ben, and focus on that. And then I would like to go into prayer together. So let's pray. Knowing that there's only one divine consciousness, only one divine consciousness that is of the form of love. One divine consciousness that has been so eager to express itself through each and every one and all that we see and we don't see. That the spark of the divine, therefore, is in each and every one, including Ben. And that it is in all of his friends and his family and all who have known him. And that it's also in the grief that is experienced and the exhilaration that is experienced for his freedom. So right now, I affirm that love that is present right here. That love that guides Ben on his journey wherever he is right now. Because he is not gone. And I affirm that love for all who have known him, that it holds them and soothes them and uplifts them. And I affirm that the love, the spark of love of the divine that Ben was and all that he has given lives on in this community, in our hearts. And for this, I am just so grateful. And I let it be, and so it is. So take a deep breath, everybody. I mentioned in what to do is that we have to be aware of our bodies. And we have a beautiful song coming up. And I know that Lisa will invite you to stand up. And I highly encourage you to do so. There has been a lot of words spoken. And I can feel there are a lot of feelings here. Move your body. Shake it off. Okay? Thank you.
You can sit down. You're all expecting me to sing, but that's not going to happen. Johanna, thank you so much. The talk and all that we got out of it was so important, and the way you concluded it in the prayer from your heart to our hearts just was such an example, and such a feeling place for us. So thank you. And the poem was phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Johanna was also suggesting that we give ourselves a hug. Just put your hand on your shoulder, your other hand on your shoulder, and just tenderly give yourself just a nice little squeeze. Love the divine spark within, and allow that divine spark to love you. Feels good to do that in community. Oh, we've left my glasses down there.
You want them?
No, I think I can do it. Okay, our prayer chaplains are available after the service to provide personal support and prayer. And if you are a prayer chaplain, please stand up so we can acknowledge you.
Our prayer chaplains are wearing the lavender stoles. Whether you have a joy or concern in your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. And I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
For your convenience, there are a variety of ways to give financially to this community, as shown on the screen in front of you. For those of you watching online, there is a donate button on the Watch Live page. We do encourage everyone to set up regular automatic giving to Unity using your bank's free bill pay service.
I invite you to take your tithe or your offering in your hand and to repeat our affirmation with me. Together, divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Thank you.
All right. You might want to get on your feet for this and move your body. And this song says, we are loved. You've probably seen this sign a lot. It's kind of like you're hugging yourself or hugging somebody else. We are loved. We are one. One big family. And make it big. This is the F sign, and it goes in a big circle. Family. All right. Everybody, get up on your feet, and you did. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Do that again. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. Oh yeah, see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank you. That was so good. So we bless this beautiful offering. So drop into your heart, knowing that this offering is blessed. This offering right here in the basket, this offering that has been happening online, and that the giver is blessed, that the gift is blessed, and all who it touches is blessed. And for this, I'm just so grateful. And let's say together, we give thanks for this ever-increasing constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. Thank you.
Bring in the kids. We are a circle of love. We are the circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you and the light in me are one.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. We obviously had a very small group today. Today, we read a book called All of My Love, and we made self-love jars. And I don't think anybody really wants to speak today, but that was our lesson. We picked words that we felt described us best and what we love about ourselves.
So, yes. So let's bless our teacher and our children together. Children and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
Yes, we do. All right, please rise in body or in spirit for our closing song. Here, I'm gonna. Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present is what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Love's always present is what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love.
You are the light. You are the love and the peace on earth right now. So, let your light shine and have fun and spread joy.